I was born in Bridlington in East Yorkshire, and I've always said Hull is my adopted city because we lived there longer. And I lived there from being until I was 9, and then we moved to Westmoreland, where my father and mother had bought a hotel. And I worked for them until I was 18, and I met my wife there because she came as a normal visitor, and I wanted to go to Hull, and so I did. And I went to Hull with about a fiver in my pocket and nothing else. Started as a builder's labourer with a friend builder who was kind enough to give me a job, and had a lot of jobs uninteresting, getting nowhere. Well, to ideal standard, was there for about a year, and they taught me a lot about getting on with young people because they had all the sports of cricket and tennis and football, and it was lovely. So it was a dead-end job, and I saw an advert in the Hull Daily Mail for a trainee with the General Electric Company, and I applied and they took me on. I've no idea why, because I knew nothing about electricity, but I worked my way up through the company and was with them for nearly 30 years. Got into management, then into higher management, and ended up running one of the GEC companies, other than the lighting company, for the sales and marketing for the nationally. I met my lady wife, Eileen. We'd be about 17 and 18, I guess, and we fell in love, as people do, and subsequently got married, and we got married in about 4 years after that. We had my daughter Margaret, and she's now happily married and has 2 daughters. So we have two granddaughters there. Anne and I went abroad a great deal. We liked Canada, we liked New Zealand, and we liked Switzerland. And of course we liked Switzerland largely for the reason that for 35 years we'd climbed mountains together. And in Lakeland there are 214 mountains, and we've climbed them all, sometimes several times, which that's over a period of 30 odd years, so we loved that. And so we did some of that in Switzerland, but it was on a much bigger scale, far bigger scale. We went up the Eiger, we went up the Schilthorn, we went up the Jungfrau, all by funicular. We didn't walk up those, of course, too big. And as I say, those were, I think, our 3 favourite countries. Coming to Brendancar, I knew the place because Eileen had been in it for something like 4 years with dementia, vascular dementia. And so I knew she was well looked after. And that's why I chose Brendancar, because I knew them well. I had no reason to go anywhere else. There's plenty going on for people who come to Brendancar if they wish to take advantage of it, and painting and things like that, which are great. From my point of view, because fortunately I've got my mental facilities and that I'm reasonably mobile, very unsteady on my legs, then I have a wide coterie of friends which I've built up over 40 years, and they come usually once a week, and we go out for lunch on a one-to-one basis. There's some of the things that they have, possibly musical things, or if they've brought in plays, which they do from time to time, and those sort of things I may take an interest in if I wish to. But that's the angle on that, I think. People do it if they wish to. And I found that was the same when my wife was here, that there were certain things she did. She liked getting involved in the little pottery classes and so on, and they encouraged her with that. Other things didn't interest her so much, but again, that was her choice. So there's plenty going on there if you want to take advantage of it. My wife and I were married for 62 years, and I many times say I wish it had been 162, because we loved each other dearly. I don't mean that we didn't have little quarrels, everybody does, But I can truthfully say that we never fell out, seriously. There's no question of that. So we had a very, very happy marriage. We were lucky in the amount of travel that we were able to do, but then that wasn't just luck, because it was hard work that got us there into that position. I love my wife to the point that if she went out shopping, say for an hour or a couple of hours, and she would come back, and I would say to her, I've missed you. And she would say, you missed me, I've only just been, and I'd say, no, I've missed you. And so that was the sort of depth of marriage that we had. And that, of course, can never be replaced.